instruments, and they do long, hard hours, locked in a room somewhere, in front of a page of music, and really practicing at it. And it's impressive because I don't do that. I just walk around and talk about things that bother me. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes...
Finish it.
It's a long show. And talk about art. There's a lot of art around here that, I mean, if you just came in for the show, you wouldn't have noticed because there's been such captivated performances until now. You know, so, I was looking at other art, and I like a lot of it, but that one in particular caught my eye. It's about Kapparas, and I think it's beautiful. But I was at Kapparas. I guess it takes a real artist to get that from that. But it's good. It's nice. I like it. I mean, that's kind of a funny thing we do, right? We do Kapparas, and that's kind of weird. We take a chicken and we wave it around our head. I mean, if you haven't, I know I'm from birth, so that's like bread and butter for me. A lot of vultures are we have to do what? I'm not holding a chicken. Maybe a chicken sandwich. And like it's kind of weird, we kind of hold a chicken and I have the squeamish, wives like and, get the guy waving the chicken around the head and the whole family you get in with the wider circle. That's kind of good, I saw a really creative maneuver this year. The guy had a whole family, and he's supposed to do one chicken for each child or each, women. So he had his whole family gathered in one group, and he had a whole box of chickens. I thought that was really creative. I don't know if it's legal if the box is in between. It's so, but I'm not a rabbi. I glutton. And as a from birth, a lot of these things to me are, again, like I said, bread and butter, so they just come naturally. And, you sometimes, swinging chickens, I do that naturally. I was born doing that. Sometimes I was talking to someone, and, my brain is a very strange place, and sometimes it just, says, hey, man, imagine you didn't have the upbringing that you had. Imagine that you grew up totally not knowing anything that you already know, and it's just fresh start. And just for kicks, just what would happen if you looked up? And I was sitting having a conversation, just right down the block over here. I was having a deep conversation with my cousin, good guy. And and he's talking to me, and this is what's going on in my head. Don't tell him I said this. He was really. And I'm sitting there looking at my feet, and I look up. And there are people walking around in capes. At full-on cape. Why are people wearing capes? This is my brain saying to myself, people are walking around, it's a tallis, but it looks like capes. And imagine someone coming by, the people driving by Eastern Parkway at 50 miles per hour on a Tishrei, and they're looking out the right side of the window for 30 seconds, what? What's going? Did you? I don't know. And they're going. Our whole existence, Tishrei, that just happened, that whole carnage that went down on Eastern Parkway, that was, what was that? I don't know. I'm not really from here. It's Jewish people that do funny things. But I like living here in Brooklyn. It's an interesting place. You get to learn a lot about a lot of different kind of people. People are just very, intense here. I'm from here originally, but I've traveled a lot, so I've gained a lot of manners. Yeah, I know, it's tough. People from Brooklyn don't like to hear it, but guys, get on your game, man. Excuse me, please. Thank you. It goes a long way. No, but in all seriousness, I spent some time in Israel also, and you guys think you're intense. Talk about Israelis, man. They got a whole new game going on. It's all in Hebrew. You don't even know what to say. They're just yelling at you. It's I'm just inviting you for Shabbos. But there's a real difference between Israel and America, and it really got defined for me when I was writing the what do we call the buses? What are the buses? The MTA. Thank you. I was going to say the metro. Who says the metro? British people say the metro. I was riding the MTA. I was riding the bus, and it was freezing cold. outside and inside, and he had the AC on. And I'm sitting on the bus, and like, if it was just cold, I would have been okay, but it was freezing cold. And I was, I'm like, listen, I've been in Israel, in Israel you can, it's kind of a negotiable experience, the whole bus ride. I want to get off here. No, let me drive me to my house. My aunt lives down the block. But in the United States, I lean over to the cross, it's like a sign, do not cross the white line. So I cross it, just lean my head over, foot on the line. Would have been a foul in bowling, but I didn't cross over. I said to him, it's really cold. Can you, adjust the AC? First of all, he's driving. He looks over me. There's a guy talking to me. What? And he says, there's two settings, on and off. First of all, come on, that's probably when the first air conditioner was invented, but we've had thermostats for a while. And second of all, and I said like, okay, could it be off? And he disregarded me after he said that sentence. He thought that would get rid of me. He's driving, he looks back at me like, he's still talking? But that's not fair. That was like their great-great-great-great-grandfathers. And I mean, they're just incredible species. They run around the subway. They survive on what? Cheetos? And Taco Bell? Like, that's impressive. No other, I mean, New York used to be wildlife. This used to be trees, forests, grass, hills, and, all the other animals. Sorry, buddy, natural selection. You can't, you gotta go. You get killed. Rats are like, nah, we'll just adapt. We'll be fine. We'll just eat Cheetos. That's fine. Works for them. And they survive under subway trains. And that's not, they gotta deal with trains rolling by. I mean, you see the rats, they have a hard life. They run around like an eyeballs hanging out. They got one leg, they're running down there. You gotta feel bad for the little guy. This guy on Cheetos.